it going, fellow viewers? I'd like for you to meet my pet cat, Garnett. Yeah, the reason I quoted the word pet is because she's actually a stray that I care for, as if she were a pet of my own. Apologize for ending the clip there, I didn't mean to. I pressed the button by accident. Believe it or not, folks, Garnett used to be very terrified of me, and look at her now. Used to run away from me whenever I approached her, and now at one time she used to approach me, and even follow me around, but after a accidental, oh, yeah, it's okay, yeah. As I was saying, after an accidental mishap, no abuse, but she became terrified of me again. Of course, her breed type, I do not know what it is. I mean, if you do, just let me know. Welcome back to my montage of clips here on this vlog. I'm going to tell you my whole story on how I tamed Garnett. Well, like I said, she's a stray, so she used to be terrified of me. She would run away from me whenever I approached her. The neighbors that live right across from me tamed her first. They found out her gender. Of course, she's a female, and they're the ones who named her Garnett. But I mean, they don't really consider it a pet. It's just a stray that they feed, you know. And one day, I came outside, she was on my driveway. Just as she was about to run away from me, I just kind of kneeled down, held out my hand, and called, "Kitty, kitty, kitty." I can't quite remember what I did, but she eventually got to the point of walking right up to me and letting me pet her. I kept going on with that, and she eventually grew attached to me, like she did with the neighbors. I even got to the point of feeding her cat treats. So yeah, I'm the one who fed her those cat treats at the beginning of the clip. And to prove that I actually feed her cat treats, I actually have another video of her posted on Facebook. And you actually see me drop the snacks in that. Other signs that Garnett has given to me include jumping up and kneading on me periodically, and even following me anywhere I go. Now, about the minor mishap that I mentioned, what happened was, she came running up to me. I sat down, I dropped the treats, I adjusted my seating and accidentally swung my hand right in front of her. I didn't hit her, but she did kind of back away like that, kind of backed away really fast like that, and then she ate the snacks right in front of me, and once she got done eating, I reached out my hand to pet her, and she takes off running. I tried approaching her a few more times that day, and she just kept running away from me for some reason. Now, the very next day, I decided to give it another shot. Now, she let me pet her. I walked up to her. She kind of stayed where she was at. She let me pet her until I gave her the snacks. She, observed them for, a split second and then just ricocheted to the side of the neighbor's house. Tried again a couple more times on approaching her. She kept running away from me. Well, and, one of the people that lived there, one of the citizens that lives in that house actually told me that she actually has gotten into some cat fights with these other strays that roam my neighborhood. So maybe that's why. Maybe she might be a bit traumatized, I suppose. It's hard telling. Well, and twice already she actually came walking up to me and would actually eat the snacks that I would give her, and even let me pet her afterwards, before and after the snacks. And both of those times I did that, one of those house owners was outside. So it seems to me she only comes up to me if they're outside. as far as pets go, I used to have a dog, a Yorkshire Terrier named Kami. Um, we've had her ever since, my family and I had her ever since she was a puppy. I mean, we first got her when I was 10. She would have been about 3.5 months old at that time. And she died when I was 22, which was just 2 years ago. And, she was 11, just 2 days before 2012 when she died. She developed congestive heart failure and sadly had to be euthanized. Ugh, one of the worst days of my life. Now, as far as I cherish my friendship with Garnett, she doesn't replace Kami. But, I mean, it is companionship, though. It's kind of like leaving a position for a job, How one person leaves a position and they hire someone else to fill that. It's kind of like that. Well, I think I've talked about just about everything that I've wanted to talk about with Garnett and everything. But I'd say she's making progress as far as readjusting to me. Slowly but surely. But she wouldn't come to me when the neighbors weren't outside. But only when they're outside. Kind of odd. I also remember one time she was close to the curb. I walked up to her to pet her and she just walked away from me, which was odd. But yeah, like I said, it seems like she only comes to me when the neighbors are actually outside. Sorry here, I got a bit of a gnat infestation going on here. But yeah, like I said, it seems like she seems to be readjusting me slowly but surely. And despite the fact she may not come to me when the neighbors aren't outside, but will when they are, it's better than nothing, I'll give you that. But, I've tamed her once, which means I can tame her again. Okay, well, I think I've reached the end of my vlog, so, video out. A couple things I forgot to mention about Garnett. Whenever I'd pet her at the neighbor's house, she would follow me back to the house. So the last 2 times I pet her, she didn't do that. And so far, no jumping up and kneading. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. Well, also in the video of her I have on Facebook, I don't do any talking in that. So yeah, I don't really consider I don't really consider the Facebook version a vlog. Also, it's just called Micah Jackson's Feline Friend. At least that's what I think I titled it. I'll have to check it when I get home. But yeah, it's actually the main title instead of it being a subtitle. Okay. I think that's everything that I've talked about I wanted to on Garnett. So, now video out. Okay, it turns out I have 2 more brief sharings to share on Garnett. First thing, I'm not sure if I really consider Garnett a pet of my own. I'd say more like 50% pet, 50% stray, or to put it simple, a pay, which is pet and stray combined, by the way. So yeah, in conclusion, I wouldn't say Garnett is a pet of my own, but I do care for her as if she were. And the other thing is, a lot of times while coming up to me, Garnett does meow. So even the last 2 times she came up to me, she would meow on her way up to me, and would do the same thing previously. I'd call her name or call kitty, kitty, kitty. She would look at me, meow, and then start walking up to me. Okay, for the 3rd time, video out.